Odessa and Big Spring. This is ABC Big 2 News at 10.
Now at 10, Odessa Crime Stoppers are asking for your help finding out who started this fire. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Madeline Bierster.
And I'm Matt Fons. Thank you for joining us. Rob Tuke has the night off. Odessa Crime Stoppers say someone started this fire back in June by lighting pieces of plywood on fire. At the time of the fire, the home was being renovated. The Odessa Fire Marshal's office says if you know anything about what happened, call them right away. And you can read more about the importance of reporting a tip to Crime Stoppers and fire dangers right now on yourbasin.com. Well, now we're going to send things over to our forecaster, Bridget Sarpong. And we're just going to take a second here. Worlds are colliding. We've got AM, we've got PM, we've got weekend. We'll take it all, Bridget.
Yes, we will. It's your weekend forecaster here with this mix of the world. I love it. And speaking of mixture of worlds, let's talk about what we got going on here in the West Texas area. Yeah, a bit of a muggy night. We're going to continue to see some more rain in Marfa, a little bit brewing up in Presidio, then disappearing, but definitely not too bad. We are going to see a little bit of some rain cover going on in some neighborhoods in the Midland Odessa area, but one thing I will say is make sure you hold on to your rain gear because you're going to need it this weekend. Back over to you guys.
There you have it. High school football is still taking center stage today. Students took the field this afternoon. Let's go right to ABC Big 2 Sports' Avi Karkla.
And Avi, it was a big high school football night all around West Texas. A lot of people excited for the season to finally be underway, as you could hear in that video right there.
Yeah, Matt and Maddie, count me among those people excited. There were tons of games and a lot of action on the field last night. The biggest news today, biggest teams in Midland and Odessa, they all won. Odessa High, they got the win in overtime at Ratliff. Meanwhile, Permian, they came out on top in their road game. Midland High, they played on the road. Legacy, they played right here at home. Both had big scoring games. This afternoon, Greenwood took on Lubbock Estacado in Midland. We'll have those highlights for you later on in sports, but for now, back over to you guys.
All right, thank you, Avi. If you have the Your Basin app, you have the latest score updates first. Download it tonight and get those game-winning moments right on your phone.
Drunk driving has far-reaching effects on our society, yet it is 100% preventable. All it takes is someone making the simple decision not to get behind the wheel after consuming alcohol that can prevent tragedy.
Labor Day is right around the corner, and tonight DPS has a warning for you.
Yeah, that's right. There are more drunk drivers on the road this time of year, and now more troopers will be on the road looking for anyone who may break the law.
As a law enforcement officer, unfortunately, I've seen way too many times the consequences that come from the poor decisions people make by drinking and driving and then getting into accidents. Please don't even think about having a drink and driving.
So if you plan to go out and drink this Labor Day, there are a few things to keep in mind. Make sure you plan ahead and have a safe ride home. If you're driving anytime over the holiday weekend, make sure to slow down and keep your eyes on the road at all times. DPS troopers say one person dies in an alcohol-related crash every 8 hours on Texas roads.
And now to a live look at Austin tonight, where 45 new Texas state troopers walked across the stage today. The governor and other state leaders were there. They wanted to thank the troopers for all that they do to keep Texans safe.
The threats, Texas faces the full spectrum of threats. Things they got to be proactive and recognize that, every day matters, and they're there to serve the public, and the most important thing they do on a daily basis is protect people from harm.
Today's class of 45 new troopers includes 17 veterans and 13 recruits with law enforcement experience.
Big Spring Police are asking for your help tonight solving a couple of thefts. Crime Stoppers are looking for these two men. Police say the two were caught on camera stealing a generator and wheelbarrow from a business on FM 700. Then 2 days later, another theft happened on Highway 87. Crime Stoppers believe the two crimes and these two men are connected. Meanwhile, this man was caught on camera stealing a package that wasn't his at Elite Cabins and RV last weekend. No one at the RV park recognized him. And Big Spring PD is also looking for this woman tonight. 64-year-old Catherine Sue Hallman is a person of interest in an active investigation. If you know anything about any of these cases tonight, just call Big Spring Crime Stoppers. You can also submit a tip anonymously on the app.
New at 10 tonight, we go back out live to Austin, where thousands of people gathered today for the March for Our Lives. Parents from Uvalde started the march to push for tougher gun laws.
No! more justice! No peace!
Activists joined those who lost loved ones in recent mass shootings. Governor Abbott has arranged to deploy more officers to schools in Uvalde for this school year, but some at the rally say it does not address the root cause of the problem. They want lawmakers to raise the minimum age to buy an AR-15 style rifle from 18 to 21 years old.
You have to be 21 to buy a case of beer, but an 18-year-old bought a gun to kill kids. That does not make sense.
Either man up and do what's right for us, or get the hell out of our way, because we are not stopping and no more children need to die.
This rally comes just days after Uvalde Schools police chief was fired over his response to the shooting. And we've been following these stories from people in Uvalde since the very beginning. You can too, right here on ABC Big 2 News and online at yourbasin.com.
Now let's go live to Washington, D.C. tonight. There are new developments after the affidavit from the raid at former President Trump's estate was released. The Director of National Intelligence says she will brief top lawmakers on the potential risk that was posed. She also says former President Trump was holding a trove of highly classified and top secret records at his home.
I just want to know, I've declassified everything in the world. I'm president. I can do it all. Come on. Declassified everything. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know the detail. I don't even want to know. I'll let the Justice Department take care of it.
Because of a paperwork error, the Trump legal team had resubmitted paperwork last night. The team is requesting that a third-party attorney be appointed to oversee the handling of what was collected.
Well, President Biden is facing backlash from both sides of the aisle over his student loan handout. The number on just how much that student debt relief will cost the American taxpayer varies. The White House says $240 billion. Some experts think it will cost twice that amount. The White House pushed back on that last estimate.
This is paid for. It is paid for and far more by the amount of deficit reduction that we're already on track for this year.
A former economist under President Obama says President Biden's student debt relief plan is like throwing gasoline on the inflationary fire.
Speaking of inflation, that takes us out to New York City tonight, where stocks plummeted after the closing bell yesterday. It happened right after the Fed announced interest rates will more than likely go up through the end of the year.
Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve and serves as the bedrock of our economy. Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone.
Now, this comes as the prices for gas drop, but groceries and housing are both still up. When the hikes come, credit cards, car payments, and loans will all be more expensive.
And now to an update on monkeypox. So far, the Biden administration has rolled out more than 1 million vials of the vaccine as part of a 4-part strategy. The outbreak is showing signs of cooling down in hot spots like New York City and Chicago, but health leaders say there is reason to remain vigilant.
Week over week, our numbers are still increasing. The rate of rise is lower, but we are still seeing increases, and we are, of course, a very diverse country, and things are not even across the country.
So far, no one has died from monkeypox in the U.S., but deaths have been reported outside the country. In Seattle, doctors are treating their very first infant patient.
Now to a live look at San Francisco tonight, where Facebook's CEO did an interview on a podcast. Mark Zuckerberg says the company did keep the Hunter Biden laptop story up on their website, but limited its reach so not as many people were able to see it. This comes after Facebook says the FBI came forward telling them to keep a lookout for Russian disinformation.
Now, the tech giant changed the algorithm so fewer people would see those stories. The interview has led to outrage against the FBI.
Is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. We thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant.
The FBI responded saying the agency has provided companies with foreign threat indicators to help them protect their platforms and customers from abuse by foreign influence actors. You can get the latest updates on this story and all of today's top stories right now on yourbasin.com.
Coming up, cattle ranchers across Texas are struggling day to day. Tonight we take a closer look at why.
Plus, it's time for some fun at the fair. Straight ahead, we'll tell you how one local sheriff did judge a pie-eating contest.
And after a busy first Friday, we had more high school football this afternoon. All of the best highlights in sports after the break.
And the weekend is here, and after a week of temperatures in the 80s, gears have switched over. Will temperatures continue to rise tomorrow and the next weekend? I'll have that answer after the break.
And as we head to break, a reminder that if you see news happening, share your videos and photos on social media with us. Make sure to use the hashtag ABC Big 2 News.
And if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are ABC Big 2 News.
As our kids live alongside COVID, remember, they're safer when they're vaccinated against the virus. It'll help prevent long-term symptoms like weeks of exhaustion. It'll reduce the spread in schools and to your home. And it's been proven safe with millions of children already vaccinated. Talk to a medical provider today about keeping your kids up to date on their COVID vaccinations so they can play safe. Visit vaccinenm.org/kids to get started.
Going on now at Ashley's Labor Day sale. Everything is on sale. Save up to 40% off. Get your choice queen bed, now only $329. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with no money down at Ashley.
Ugh-stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. See your Permian Basin Chevy dealers.
I just had a friend direct message me and say, how can you work in media? It's so negative. There's so much bad news. And I messaged her back and said, there's always more good news than bad. And I think that at News Nation, we have the opportunity to show more positivity in the stories of people from all walks of life. When you have something like Morning in America to wake up to, you can guarantee that you're not only going to leave more informed, but you're going to leave more inspired. We do need to stand with each other, don't we?
Weekday mornings on News Nation, the fastest growing cable news network.
Midland College presents The Greatest Piano Men, a free high-energy rock and roll celebration of the greatest piano icons in music. 7:30 p.m. Saturday, September 17th, Al G. Langford Chaparral Center. Visit midland.edu/piano men for more info. This week at Ashley's Labor Day sale. Don't miss up to 40% off or 0% interest for 5 years with no money down. Find this leather sofa chaise for only $84 per month. Going on now at Ashley. Get ready for your day with meteorologist Ryan DePhillips. Your local weather authority forecast.
Well, hey friends, the weekend is here. We finally have gotten to it. We've been looking so much forward to this after all the activities that we have this weekend. Taking a look at what we got, thanks to our camera by Roofs by Nicholas. Some clear conditions, so not bad whatsoever. Excited to say that. What you can't feel with the camera is how hot it got for today, and trust me, if you're out today, you know it got hot. Today we made it all the way up to our 90s at 91 degrees, close to average, which is at 93 degrees, so you know, just 2 degrees short of our average temperatures. Not bad whatsoever, but you know what, a hot day, but not as hot as how we're back in 2002 when we sat in our triple digits at 106 degrees. Taking a look at our lows, we did come in warm for that today, so it was pretty mild earlier on in the morning. A high of 73 degrees. Around this time in August, we're definitely used to 70-degree temperatures, so definitely not too bad whatsoever. Currently, this moment, the sun has gone down, but you know what? We're cooling down slowly. We are sitting at 84 degrees, clear conditions, a couple clouds in the sky, our humidity 44%, our dew point 60, our winds are very calm, traveling south 7 miles per hour. Now, currently in this area, we are seeing some rainfall. In the middle of Odessa area, you know, pretty clear, and then we have in Van Horn and in Marfa, a little bit of some areas in Presidio and Alpine, we are seeing some rain. That rain's going to continue on into Sunday. Now here's the hottest for today. A warm day. We're usually used to our 80s this entire week, but we made it all the way up to our 90s, 93 degrees in the Odessa area, 96 in Big Spring, where that rain is happening currently in Marfa, 85 for the highest, Alpine 87, Presidio is sitting at 92 degrees. Tomorrow morning is going to be pretty similar to today. We are going to be seeing our 70s, a very warm start. Our winds will be front and center, traveling south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Taking a closer look at Sunday, 8 a.m. we're going to set 74 degrees, pretty mild. Then we get into noon, and we're going to clear up somewhat from the rain that we are going to be seeing with the highs of 86 degrees. But by the time we get into 5 p.m., some more rain chances, but also our temperatures do increase to 95 degrees. I keep talking about this rain that we are going to get early in the morning around 4 a.m. while many of us are getting ready for church. It's going to be pretty clear, a couple of some clouds in Fort Stockton, Pecos area, and then that's when that rain starts to roll on in by the time we get into 1 p.m. in Marfa and in Alpine, and we're going to continue to see more of that happening until Sunday 10 p.m. So really there's going to be some rain all day today and all the way into Monday, so not bad at all. We are cooling down just a little bit. We're going to make it to our 70s, but for the most part, we're going to make it all the way back up to our 90s at 96 degrees. A couple of some rain showers, but for the most part, Madeline and Matt, we're going to enjoy what we can get. Just some heat throughout the week and some rain.
And Bridget, something we can be thankful for is today at the Midland County Fair, which we all attended.
Yes.
We didn't see any rain, so it was a great day out there. Bridget got to do a pie eating contest, a pet animal judging contest. I judged a hot dog festival. It was an eventful day out there.
Yes, it was.
Perfect. Weather was perfect. Bridget, you were really spot on for that.
Oh, stop it. You both were amazing.
Thank you.
Is going to be our watermelon pie. Can you get a round of applause to watermelon pie, please? How does it feel being able to hold the engraved bronze pen? I'm more embarrassed than anything. It's okay. Talk to me, judges. They all said it was hard. Now, is there any encouraging words that you have to say? Anything that you would love to plug on in to our competitors?
Thank you for participating, and her thought was really good.
How great is that? I have to say I was so mad I missed the pie eating competition. But hey, Madeline and I were also there emceeing a concert tonight. Here you can see a snapshot of us. We got to do Hope Fest 2022. It was a great time. A lot of great musicians, artists out there. So much fun.
All the artists were so amazing. Everybody was so great to listen to and a great show out from the community. We had a really great time.
Yeah, now if you didn't get a chance to make it out today, don't worry.
The fair will officially close tomorrow night at midnight. There's a special deal happening tomorrow, $9 tickets.
And if you don't get to make it out at all this weekend, you're still in luck. The Permian Basin Fair and Expo kicks off next weekend at the Ector County Coliseum. Tickets are already on sale right now online.
Across Texas tonight, the recent drought and inflation has made it difficult for ranchers to feed their cattle, leaving them with the difficult decision to sell their herds. It's a pipeline situation that some experts and local business owners say will start affecting the economy within just a few months.
Yeah, the lack of grass for cows to graze on and high feed prices will then force ranchers to send them to market to enter the food chain.
What happens is that when supply is limited and prices go up, consumers begin to shift their demand to cheaper alternative foods, alternative protein. Starting to see the wholesale market prices changed because supply is already getting tight.
Cattle ranchers say the best thing you can do right now is support local business.
New at 10 tonight, people were taking flight in the Tall City today. The Fly into Fall event took place at the Midland Air Park today. There were flight simulations, food, family activities, and even guest speakers, including a NASA astronaut. For more on events happening here locally, make sure to head to yourbasin.com.
And now your ABC Big 2 Sports.
All right, the Greenwood Rangers, they had to push back the start of their season a little bit. Instead of Friday, they're going to have their season opener today. It was in the Tall City. Rangers, they came out firing against Lubbock Estacado, but they couldn't hang on to that early energy late in the first half, down 7. Matadors QB DJ Johnson finds his wide receiver. Cedric Ross takes it all the way in for the touchdown, tying the game before the Rangers hit a field goal on the next drive. Johnson again, he had to scramble here, but the ball is stripped here. Fumble recovery by the Rangers. Greenwood had them running in circles all day, but the very next play, Rangers QB Ty Flores with a deep ball. That's going to be picked off by D. Ondrick. Greenwood, they head into the halftime. This is tied at 14. Then it's a 21-14 game in the third. Estacado making their way back again after this defensive pass interference from Greenwood. That's going to set them up deep after Mayfield gets called for the pass interference. Rangers, they came back with a field goal and then were topped when the Matadors scored this touchdown here with less than 2 minutes left. And on the Rangers' last-ditch effort to win the game, they had a shot here after Estacado took a late lead. Again, this is at Astound Stadium, formerly Grande Communications Stadium, as they threw an interception and they are unable to overcome that game. Meanwhile, the Midland TLC-A Eagles facing Miles, making their return to 11-man football after 2 years in 6-man, and let's just say it was a bit of a rough start to the season for the Eagles. They unfortunately couldn't get anything going for themselves today, and they were completely dominated by Miles the entirety of the game. Coming into the half, Miles, they were up 56-0, and they weren't stopping there. And let's just take the final score right here. The final score is 69-0, as the Eagles will hope to bounce back a little bit better coming week 2. Well, UTPB Volleyball, they opened their season at the Falcon Dome this weekend as they hosted the Iceman Invitational Tournament. The Falcons, they won both of their games yesterday, but they dropped their first one today earlier this afternoon. Falcons playing 2 games on back-to-back days. Their last game of the weekend here against Southwest. Opening set, UTPB playing around the net. April Egwu gets a little bit of a drop-off there, spikes it over. A 6-3 lead early, and then 2 serves later, Egwu goes for her second. Her initial spike return, she goes for another. This one finds the hardwood floor, and the Falcons lead 7-3. Egwu making an early impact. Bit later, Falcons putting the pressure on Southwest, who tried to set a spike up, but like a bad password guess, Logan Terrazas says, try again after roaring after an emphatic rejection. UTPB, they're running away with this one, and then to win the set, a good serve by Jenna Gray. The spike, Gloria Guerin got a piece of that. Falcons dominate the first set 25-8. They beat Southwest in 3. Well, Odessa College Volleyball, they hosted 8 teams this weekend in the Odessa College Invitational. Some of the best teams in the country. They made their way to the Wrangler Sports Center, where OC hosted their first games of the season. The Wranglers have been awesome with a capital A, baby, to start the season. 7-1 entering their matchup with Panola College. Opening set, Caden Emmett sets up Dynasty Adams with a dynasty spike, running right but going left. So smooth, giving OC a late lead. A few serves later to end the set, Kayla Williams with the left side spike, blocked out of bounds, and the Wranglers win the opening set 25-23. A nice way to get going. Second set opens up well for OC. How about an ace from Ainara Fernandez? OC with another early lead in the second set. A bit later, Williams with another fierce spike. Too hot to handle for the Phillies as the ball finds the ground. OC takes the second set 25-12. They defeat Panola in 4 sets, moving to 8-1. So we had a lot of volleyball, but we also had some high school football there. Greenwood coming up just a little bit short in their comeback, 28-24. Late pick sealed them, but 'tis the season, I guess.
Fall sports are in full action. You guys are going to be busy.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Basically from now through Thanksgiving, volleyball, but a lot of high school football.
Never stop.
Nice to see it on a Saturday. There you go.
There we go. Thanks. Coming up, you're taking a live look at Cape Canaveral tonight. You can't see it, but this countdown has officially begun. We're taking a look at the prep ahead of the launch.
Plus, how one Texas company helped make it all happen. We continue our coverage when we come back.
My dad died when I was in high school. I had to wait tables at a place just like this to be able to pay for school. It took hard work, but Texas gave me the opportunity to succeed. That's why as governor I focus on creating jobs for all Texans by investing in education, expanding our energy industry, and by keeping taxes low for our families. We are securing the future of Texas so that everyone has the same opportunities that Texas gave me.
Optimum is here with award-winning internet to help you get closer and go farther, faster. Get speeds up to 1 gig with 99.9% reliability. And Smart Wi-Fi 6 for whole home coverage. Built-in security and no data caps to keep you moving. Get Optimum's award-winning internet for as low as $30 a month. Now at Optimum.com.
At
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
You nervous?
It's finally here. My lifelong dream of being in the FBI. We got this. We're feds.
Now to a live look at Cape Canaveral tonight, where we are just 2 days from liftoff. NASA's Artemis mission is launching from this site Monday morning. That mission to the moon is getting a lift from North Texas.
Yeah, several companies here have contributed to NASA's Artemis program. Here's Lily Zhang with more.
These, a lot of times, are in engines and spacecraft.
At Circuit Systems in Arlington, you could say the sky,
If they need it, we'll make it.
is the limit. The company is known for its products used in commercial military aircraft, plus aerospace projects. Patrick Kaler is a general manager.
We demand an attention to detail from our technicians. Speed is not necessarily what you think of production, you think of speed. Well, that comes with familiarity, but first we need the quality.
These parts displayed on the wall are a few examples: jumpers and bonding straps. Kaler says some of their products will be on NASA's launch tower Monday, when the agency plans to launch an uncrewed rocket from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It's part of NASA's Artemis program.
And this is going to be that kind of wake-up call that, hey, we're doing this. We're sending humans back to the moon.
Noah Petro is a planetary geologist with NASA. He says for 6 weeks, the spacecraft will orbit the moon multiple times before returning to Earth. The plan is to put crew members on the surface of the moon in 2025.
But we want the moon to become a place that humans are living at for extended periods of time. But eventually what we're going to want to do is not only have humans living on the moon, but also having humans go on to Mars as well.
The mission is ambitious. Companies like Circuit Systems are one of many contributing.
It's a big project.
Supplying small parts, which play big roles.
Now, the only thing that could delay the launch is the weather, but NASA is hoping all goes well in this historic launch.
You can watch the entire launch process right here on ABC Big 2. Coverage of the launch will start Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Coming up, have you ever wanted to have a cup of joe from the Central Perk? We'll tell you why that may be a possibility.
Plus, clothes that can mold to your body. We'll have the trending news after this.
Get ready for your day with meteorologist Ryan DePhillips.
The new GMC Sierra. Premium and capable. That's professional grade. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models. Visit your Permian Basin GMC dealer.
As our kids live alongside COVID, remember, they're safer when they're vaccinated against the virus. It'll help prevent long-term symptoms like weeks of exhaustion. It'll reduce the spread in schools and to your home. And it's been proven safe with millions of children already vaccinated. Talk to a medical provider today about keeping your kids up to date on their COVID vaccinations so they can play safe. Visit vaccinenm.org/kids to get started.
I'm Danny, HEB Warehouse Team Leader. We move quickly to get products from our warehouses to our stores. Working hard for Texas is what HEB is all about.
I'm Chantal, HEB Produce Partner. We bring super fresh produce to Texas tables because HEB believes Texans deserve the best.
I'm Michelle, HEB Principal Software Engineer. We build software that helps people shop whenever or wherever they want.
Each and every person counts at HEB.
Because here, people matter.
Join HEB and be part of something as big as Texas.
Allergies just try to stop us being the greatest versions of ourselves. Allegra lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl. So trees, you won't take us down.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin, so dust, you won't wipe us out.
And unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make us drowsy. So fur, you won't phase us.
Take Allegra before your allergy symptoms take over you.
Live your
greatness.
And new Allegra Hives works from the inside to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
Trending now at 10, you're taking a live look at New York City tonight, where one company says its new coffee will make you feel like you're sitting in Central Park. Friends fans will soon be able to enjoy coffee products that will remind them of the sitcom. Central Park coffee houses are expected to open in 2023 in various locations across the U.S. 3 different coffee blends will be sold. We were on a coffee break, How Do You Doing, and the Pivot Blend.
I feel like that's going to be a huge hit. Well, now to Savannah, Georgia tonight, where the annual Lantern Fest was held. Families enjoyed food trucks and live music, all while decorating lanterns. Those lanterns were then set off onto Lake Mayer. People were encouraged to write messages of hope on them. Festival organizers say this year it's especially meaningful. Well, now to another trending story tonight you may not find quite as beautiful: shape-shifting fabric.
I'm excited about this one. Biomedical engineers in Australia unveiled new smart textile technology, a special blend of cloth material and artificial fibers, that act as muscles, give the fabric the power to shape-shift and lift objects nearly 200 times its own weight.
We can use our technology to make up wearable device for human augmentation, or we can support disabled people to walk again.
Researchers say in about 2 years they hope to have this tech operating wirelessly so it can be commercially produced. Sure would make picking out clothes easier.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that though. Anyways, stay with us. After the break, we'll show you one video that's going viral and dividing the internet. Find out if it'll divide us.
Constipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick Park said so. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Pay no interest on Buick SUV models.
Visit your Permian Basin Buick dealer.
No matter where you call home, you deserve reliable coverage. At T-Mobile, we cover your town and 99% of people in America. And now, for a limited time, with T-Mobile's hometown discount, families and small businesses who switch at a local store get 20% off. That's 20% off unlimited talk, text, and data for the life of your plan. Plus, with our T-Mobile Price Lock, we guarantee we won't raise the price of your rate plan. Get T-Mobile's hometown discount today.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer during the final days of the Summer Supercharged sales event. You still have time to lock in your order on select Ford vehicles, and we'll lock in your rate. Even if rates go up before your order comes in, you're protected. So stop by your Ford dealer today during the final days of the Summer Supercharged sales event. Order a new Ford F-150 and lock in 2.9 financing plus $500 bonus cash. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive, because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
And let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. And if Rob were here, he would just be excited because he sees some rain. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some sun. And we're going to get some heat tomorrow, 96 degrees, 93 on Monday. And then for the rest of the week, we cool on down to our 80, so not too bad. Madeline and Carson.
Well, before we go tonight, check this out. Baseball fans and much of the internet divided over a new viral video. I can't even get through this. He used a hot dog as a beer straw.
This is interesting. It happened at a game between the New York Yankees and the Mets at Yankee Stadium. A Yankees fan was caught enjoying his hot dog and his beer all at the same time in a separate video that's also trending. And a different man is caught dipping his his hot dog in his beer. A lot going on here, a lot to take in. We've got guys using it as a straw, dipping it in the beer. I'm not sure how I feel about any of this.
After the hot dog eating contest today, I'm sure
I don't want to look at a hot dog for another 5 years at least.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.